I've come up with an algorithm to work out what is the best Nikon Z lens, and today we're looking at the 24-70 f2.8s. Coming in at 805 grams, it's maybe just a smidge heavier than I'd like, and its overall size is maybe a little bigger than I'd like as well. It has a front filter size of 82mm, which is the second equal most popular size for Nikon lenses, a macro ratio of 1 to 4.5, a close focusing distance of 0.38 meters. It has a constant aperture of f2.8 through the zoom, awesome, and at the time of recording retails for about 4,700 New Zealand dollars or 2,397 US dollars, which isn't actually bad when you compare it to the rest of the range. It does gain a few points for its focal range. It does not have VR, and I will point out it has a function button plus an on lens display which can show aperture or focal range, though I don't think either of these are worth any extra points on the algorithm. But I did factor in it's got stunning image quality and its build quality is great. No extra points for what I call the uniqueness focal range factor though, as there are tons of options that cover that 24-70mm range. But what about my thoughts on this lens? Grabbing a big handful of personal opinions, for some reason 24-70s have never quite wowed me. And I only state this to point out when testing the lens I went in expecting not to be wowed again. It's a personal biased issue. It does extend as you change focal length, which is a pain for video, but for what it is, the size and weight are comfortable. I test nearly every lens on what I call the morning dog walk, where I capture a bunch of shots of details, portraits, landscapes, a smidge of wildlife, and as a result, how my personal opinion is formed on a lens comes from what kind of reward I feel from the content I do so regularly capture. And maybe it's because I was also testing the lens on the amazing Z9, but this was the first ever 24-70 lens I've ever used where I felt my average enjoyment factor was really high. I loved using the lens. So I'm not saying there's anything bad about this lens, just ultimately, for its price, I think you can get far more versatile or specialised lenses, giving the Nikon Z 24-70 f2.8 a final score of 6.15 out of 10.